Alright guys, so thank you for coming back, and this time we're going to talk about TOEFL vocabulary. Now I have to be honest that we're going to talk about a TOEFL vocabulary list, and I'm not crazy about lists of words. I don't think they're very helpful for students, because most students just download lists and then just keep them buried away in their computer somewhere and just totally forget about them or don't really know how to use them. These lists take words out of context and just put them on a page without letting you know anything about where they should be. I want you to think about this list as kind of the same way you think of a dictionary, as a kind of reference, a place that you use as a tool to guide you, so you know what words are important and what words you can skip and you don't have to study too much. So all of these words on this list are really important. So let me go into a little bit of detail about why they're important. There's actually a lot of academic research to this list. So let's talk about it. All right, so what makes this vocabulary list so special? Well, it was developed by an applied linguistics professor named Avril Coxhead. And what did she want to find is that she wanted to find the most important words, the words that showed up again and again in academic text and academic vocabulary. Your TOEFL reading passages are academic text. Just like in a cookbook, it will have certain words that you don't find in other texts. It's the same idea in these academic texts. There are certain words that you just won't find anywhere else. And in the end, after she analyzed texts from law books, economics, history, biology, she found 570 words that show up in a large percentage of all academic texts, no matter what the subject. And that's what created the academic word list. So how to use this vocabulary list? I do not want you to try to memorize the meaning of each word. Use this list like a dictionary, as a tool to help you study. Again, I don't really like vocabulary lists that much because they take words out of context, but they're really helpful as a place of reference for you, and that's how I want you to use this list. You should know these words. These words are very important. And I've expanded on this list a bit. If you download the PDF, which is available in the download section of this lecture, you'll see that I've also included the different forms of the word. So you can see that even if you know the word abandon, you actually know a lot of other words, abandonment and abandoned, right? It's the same meaning usually, but just with a different suffix. So I wanted you to see the connections between them. Now, I definitely don't want you to remember every single word. For example, abstract, I don't want you to try to remember abstractions. I don't want you to try to remember all this stuff. Just know that these words are connected to this head word, abstract. That's the most important thing to keep in mind. So use this as a tool for you to help you understand what words are the most important for you to remember. Again, this has been researched. These are the most popular words no matter what the topic. Now, how to use this list. So how do you actually study it? So I don't want you to just study a list. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to review and circle the head words you do not know. Okay, so if I go back to this screenshot here, these head words are the words on the left-hand side. So you look and like, okay, I know abandoned. Oh, I don't know what abstract means. And then you circle it. Okay, and then academy, oh yeah, I think I know academy, and so on. So go through this list and see the words that you know pretty well and the words that you're still not sure about, you're still not sure how to use. And after you do that, the next step is to create flashcards and example sentences. And the way that you do that is you use a flashcard app. Okay, now if you know about flashcards, that's great. Let me just explain a couple things. Even if you've used them before, I'm going to show you how to use them because some people use them and don't like them. But let me just show you how to use them so you can get the maximum benefit out of it. So why are flashcards so powerful and why do I recommend them? Because they automatically know when you're about to forget something. So if you learn something here on this first day, you're going to forget about 80% of it by day one, unless you review. Then you can get it back up. But if you don't review, look at how your memory just goes down and down and down more and more. So these flashcard apps will help you to remember words, and because they will show up again and again when your brain is about to forget them. There's a lot of different apps. I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots so you can see the difference between them. The first one here is from Magoosh, I believe, and basically they give you the word, and then there's a sound for the word here, and then the definition and an example sentences. And you could say, yes, I knew this word, or I didn't, and it'll come back sooner if you say, I didn't know this word. The problem with these flashcards is that they are already made. I really encourage you to make your own flashcards. That's how you remember, is by making them yourself. Remember, learning is tough. Learning takes work. Learning, you have to think about things. You can't just accept everything passively. So with that in mind, this is an example when I learned Japanese. So my Japanese is not great, but I learned quite a bit from making flashcards. I made this one myself. I looked for an image that was connected to this word, omoshiroi. And so I went and looked for an image, and the word means like interesting, or funny. So I found this funny, interesting image. I put the audio file so I can listen to it, a mnemonic, a way for me to remember what it means, an adjective I usually use to describe Japan, omoshiroi, it's a funny, interesting place. And then how well I remember this. So if I don't remember it well, I click the red button. If I remember it well, I click the green button. And if I really know it, I'll click this gray button. And this means it'll come back 4 days later, 2 days later, 10 minutes later. So again, I strongly encourage you to use flashcards because they really help with your memory and for you to make them yourself. Most important is that you make them yourself. Okay, so that's all I want to say about that TOEFL vocabulary list. Thank you for staying to the end. I hope you now realize the importance of actually trying to use these words and developing flashcards that actually help you remember them. So definitely an important lesson. You can apply this outside of the TOEFL as well. All right, but that's it. Next up, we're going to talk about how to read actively. This is maybe the most important lesson. I think I say that about all of these because all of this stuff is so important, and all this important stuff is condensed in this course, but definitely how to read actively is really how you're going to improve your score. All right, so I'll see you there.